Hey there. What are we doing this weekend?
We're going on our couples goal setting weekend in Tacoma.
Really?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Well, let's go set some goals.
Let's go. Hi. We're on our way to goal setting weekend. Just me and this guy.
We're on our way.
And we thought we'd tell you a little bit about why goal setting weekend.
Yes.
I think this is our 6th year. We went to Edgefield twice, McMinnville, Bend, Ashland, and then now Tacoma. Oh, we're real shaky in the car.
That's okay. It's a real stormy weekend here in the Pacific Northwest.
It is. So part of the reason we do it is because I have a business coach, and the owner of the company said one time in a seminar I went to that he did this with his wife every year and it really helped them, and I always wanted to do it. And so when we met and got married, we started doing it.
And I had never done anything like that before.
How do you feel about it? Because it was
I was intrigued by the idea, and the first year that we did it, we just started thinking, oh, what can we accomplish? What can we do? And before then, we were just kind of having fun, just kind of going out and...
Which is not bad. It's totally okay to do that. It's just we kind of wanted to accomplish some more things, so we wanted to be on the same page. Enter goal setting weekend. So I will say though, I've found over the last few years it's gotten harder. The longer you do it, it gets harder to do because the first year we didn't really have anything necessarily like pressing we were trying to accomplish, so everything was exciting and, dare I say, sexy. Like, ooh, let's do this, let's do that.
Maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that.
Now that we're 6 years in, a lot of what we're goal setting for is detail oriented, or like the like not sexy, not exciting work of getting through the middle part of a goal, and that's a lot harder. That's been a bit of an adjustment for us, I think.
Because we're accomplishing things, and then you add to that. Whereas when we first started, we weren't doing a lot besides just going out and having fun. So
it has, but I think it's emotionally challenging. It's challenging on your relationship, but all in a very good way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so we will see you guys when we get to Tacoma.
We're on our way.
All right, well, we made it. It was a long drive, couple-hour drive.
Wet.
And now we're in beautiful downtown Tacoma, Washington.
Lots of construction.
We're going to walk around a little bit, check out what this downtown area has to offer, and talk a little bit about what we want to accomplish this year. Is that right?
Yes, one of our favorite things to do is explore the town around where we're staying, and hop into different bars and restaurants and stores and stuff, and just chat all day while we're doing it. Saturday is always big sky day, just dream, no limitations.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. We'll be talking about it. Then later we'll sit down and write it out.
What's realistic, what is our priorities, that kind of stuff.
Yes,
so.
But first, let's
get
go
me out
explore.
Of this wind. First, get me out of this wind.
Oh, you know what that means. Time to go. largest totem pole in the world, made and carved by Alaskan Indians.
Presented to the city of Tacoma by W.F. Shepard.
And Chester Thorne in 1903.
That's cool.
Long. Well, we were looking around downtown and we stumbled across a real
It's named after me.
Dorky's
Dorkies.
arcade.
I'm excited to play some pinball.
Yeah, let's go check out and do some nerdy arcade fun for a
Beer,
little while.
pinball, sold.
Jackpot.
All right, let's see what Zoltar has to tell us for this coming year, 2020.
Zoltar the Gypsy at your service. Today is your lucky day, my friend, for I have a fortune especially for you. Listen closely. Sometimes you can tell a wise person not only by what he says, but also by what he doesn't say. Remember, it is much better to say little than to say too much and regret it later. Give Zoltar your treasure. I have much wisdom to share with you. I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
Do you like to lay in bed just to rest your sleepy head? That's okay for a day or two, but as a habit, that'll never do. Thanks, Zoltar.
Sir, are you gonna arm wrestle?
Character select. Ready? Go! 1, 2, 3! Win!
Oh, easy. That's right, cry about it.
Try next game. Who was it that called me out?
Oh no, Bruce Lee looks tougher.
Ready? Go! 1, 2, 3! Win!
Hello, everyone. We have been. Let's do a little recap. So we woke up this morning. We walked around. We went to Dorky's Arcade, played some games. We had some lunch, and during that time, we talked a lot about what kind of the ideas we each had for 2020.
Our top priorities
in general.
Yeah.
What we were looking for, and so now after that, we walked around and we are at Dystopian
State Brewing Company.
here in Tacoma. We've got a little sampler flight
Taster tray.
of some beers.
Did you go straight for that one?
That's good. It's at the highest ABV.
I think this one does.
Oh, okay. In any case, now we're going to get down to what they call the brass tacks, and we're going to start really writing things out. So we're old school. We've got a
This is just
notebook
a
here.
journal, and it's really funny because it's one we also used in like years past. So it has like some goals we set like 3 years ago.
yeah.
So it's just kind of funny to look back and be like, oh, we did that, like we did that.
Or we decided not to do
Or we decided
this,
not to do that. And one of the things about goal setting for us is that the objective isn't to accomplish everything. So the first night, usually we just hang out, loosen up, unwind. Like this time it was a long drive. It's not always a long drive. I'll maybe throw a couple of ideas out, and then on Saturday we really get to pushing each other. Like I was thinking about this, or we haven't really talked about this particular thing, but it's a big deal for me this year. It's something I really want to tackle or accomplish or take care of. And then we just kind of write it down. Usually I have a page for categories, like for Mega Thruster. We'll have a page and it'll be like, this is what Chris would like to see happen with Mega Thruster this year. So that's like what Saturday is. It's just kind of categorizing everything, getting on the same page, but then also pushing each other. Like if you say, I think I'd like to arbitrarily, like I'd like to write 4 new songs this year, and I'd be like, can you go bigger? Can we put out an album? Like how can we challenge each other? Dream bigger. And it's not, you're not going to accomplish everything, but the goals that every year we accomplish more than we would have if we didn't do it.
The important thing also is to really get away from the kids, from family, so we don't have our kids this weekend.
We're not at home, so we're not distracted by should we do laundry, or the ice dispenser needs fixed, or whatever.
Right. And it's not, you don't have to go super far. This is probably the farthest we've gone. It was about a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, Bend in here. Yeah. Usually we stay within an hour or so.
But the important, just to get out of your natural habitat, in your home environment, so you're away from everything and you can really talk.
And it's different. It's different for everyone, but we like downtowns and we like exploring new towns. So we tend to stay in the middle of a town that we've never really spent time in before. Other people might like the outdoors, so you might stay at a cabin or whatever, but find a place that...
Or camping.
Yeah.
Or who knows.
We like... I like staying in downtowns, not only because I like downtowns because I'm a municipal nerd, but like we walk around all day and explore new places and get new... And sometimes like a change of scenery, like even from one place to another place, can spark ideas or...
Absolutely. So we've got pen and paper, and we're going to talk about... now what each of us are looking forward to and to accomplish in 2020.
Let's shut this thing off and do it.
Let's get started. And we're back. We spent about over an hour kind of going through the different things.
Different categories.
So stuff, things around the home maybe that we want to fix or update or change.
Health, our company, the band.
Finances.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. And we kind of broke them down to categories. What we want to accomplish, what we'd like to change, maybe something to add, something
to let go of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we went through and we each talked about our thoughts and feelings about it and really listened to each other as far as, what this is most important to me versus, that's lower on the list for me, and
or this is something that's really important to me, but I'm feeling really discouraged, or I'm not sure how to get there.
And just having really, really good communication and talking about it. We wrote everything down in the book here, and so the next step is we're going to take a break from this because it can be emotionally...
It can be a little draining, for sure, in a good way.
Yeah.
But then we like to talk for an hour or two, then take a break and just relax for an hour or two and chew on. Then we're each kind of individually chewing on what we talked about.
Yes.
And then we come back and revisit some stuff, or maybe I'll have some questions about something you said or whatever.
Or, just take a moment and think and say, I said this, but actually what I mean is this, or maybe we can take this to another level, or maybe this isn't important to me after all, or what have you. We can add or subtract to the list. And then the next step will be...
tomorrow morning we do our backwards planning.
We're going to take everything and lay it out on the calendar. So we'll be back with that after we go do some more exploring of Tacoma.
Yeah. I want to go to 6th Avenue.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And we're back. So now it's the next day.
Sunday morning.
We've, after we did our work yesterday, we walked around downtown a little bit, checked out a pinball place.
Yeah, we went up to 6th Ave.
Did a couple bar hops and had some dinner. Had some pho. for dinner, and yes.
Actually, I had a dream last night about the Twilight Zone pinball that I became friends with Bill Gates and he bought it for me.
That was a cool machine.
I like Twilight Zone
But
pinball.
put that on the goal list.
Twilight
Become
Zone.
friends with Bill Gates.
Only so I can get Twilight Zone pinball, or do we actually want to be friends with him? Nah,
I don't
we'll
see
sort
a
that out
downside.
later.
Anyway,
Okay.
this morning is backwards planning. Explain what backwards planning is for those who don't know.
Well, like, we'll take one of the first ones we did. You wanted to put out a new album, like, a couple years ago.
Right.
So I said, when do you want the album to release? And we put the release date on the calendar. And then you work backwards from the end goal date. So, like, okay, well, if you want the album released on whatever it was, October 15th, when do we have to order the CDs? Okay, if we're ordering the CDs, then when does it have to be mixed and mastered by? Okay, then when does it have to be recorded by?
When do all the songs
Then
need
how
to
many?
be
When do you have to have all the songs written? So that we could actually put on the calendar all of those deadlines to make sure that you just don't have this like goal out there, this nebulous goal that there's actually 12 steps to get to, but you only have the last step planned. It's planning all of the intermediary steps to get to that end goal.
Yeah. And then also just putting other stuff on the calendar just so...
We can hold each other accountable.
And if life happens, as it often does, we can say, oh, well, we can't do that this day because we already have it in the calendar that we're going to make a video for this vlog, or...
It helps make it a priority,
Or,
right?
for instance, we've signed up for a 5K in March, and we need to make sure we train, so we're going to put that on the calendar to make sure we get our training in so we can come in first.
It
with
makes
the
it
5K.
harder, and I'm not saying we never do something other than what we have on the calendar, but it forces us to have a conversation about why we want to do something other than what's on the calendar, and then if it's appropriate, we move the item on the calendar or whatever. Like
Yes.
it forces you to have those conversations. So that's what we're going to do this morning. We take our book, and then I always get 2 different calendars. This one is just like a monthly, right? So that we can just write in all the things. And then we get a big one, like a day.
We didn't bring this with us, but it's like
too big. It's a poster-sized at-a-glance calendar that we put on the back of our bedroom door, and we put all of the things that are in this calendar on that, so that every morning we look at it.
Yeah, we see it there. It's month by month. We have their stuff written, and it's a good reminder especially at the start of the week, like what's coming up this week. Oh, we're going to go here. We're going to do this.
And we do have like a separate family calendar in the kitchen where the kids write like their stuff. It's separate than that. This is just because we don't write our goal stuff on our family calendar, right? Like that's not for anyone else. That's for us to.
Yeah.
So basically, we have a lot of calendars, and none of those are even digital.
That's right.
Those are just
very
paper.
old school. Very old school.
Well, this monthly one is really just for this weekend because I'm not going to bring a poster size. I got it for like $7. I'm not going to bring a poster to breakfast and write out.
Right. We'll copy what we write here when we get home later today onto the big one and then hang it up. And it's just a good reminder because we're always looking at it. It's a good reminder of what's coming up. And so I guess we'll get to work on that and start planning stuff out. We had more discussion even after our initial kind of jotting everything down with some things this morning. I thought, we didn't talk about this yesterday. Did you want to do A, B, and C, for the business, for the vlog? And so we had a few more things to even jot down today, and it might evolve over the course of the year anyway. But
it's a living document like the Constitution.
That's right. It
can always be amended.
It just needs 2/3 majority.
And 2, like we also talk about always like we try in mid-year or so. We should do it quarterly, really. Like have regular check-ins on, because sometimes you get partway through the year and you no longer want to do something. In January, you think, oh, I'd really like to do this. Something happens along the way. New stuff pops up that you're like, oh, this wasn't an opportunity before, but now I want to do it. So having regular check-ins is really...
It's good, yeah. At least one mid-year check-in. As a matter of fact, for instance, last year at this time, we talked a lot about doing a podcast where we would talk, and we thought of a bunch of different ideas for a podcast, things where we would talk about pop culture, different ideas. and we got the equipment even, and we were backwards planning the launch of a podcast that ended up morphing into this vlog instead. So things change, but I think without those conversations at the end of the year, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. I mean, with the vlog, not with the planning. Anyway, let's start backwards planning. Boom.
Let's get
now
to
I
work.
can see what you're writing.
Let's get to work, Chris Waffle.
They said we couldn't do it. They told us all was lost, but we could power through it and survive at any cost. Now look at what you've got as we're flying through space on $1 million space yacht.